Hey you guys, thank you so much for stopping in for day one of our little April is PSVR AF celebration. If you just stumbled in off the street, then let me tell you what we're doing here. I wanted to find a way to shine a spotlight on a bunch of upcoming PSVR games. Maybe games that you didn't know about. Maybe games that just needed a little bit more attention, or maybe even some games that haven't been announced yet. So let's kick off day one with a game I'm sure you're all familiar with, and that's physics-based sword fighting game Swordsman VR that's getting a huge update a little bit later this week. Take it away, Alec.
Hey, my name's Alec. I'm from Sin Studio. We're the developers of Swordsman VR. Swordsman is a medieval physics-based combat game. You get a wide variety of enemies, environments, weapons, and armor. It's got a player progression system, boss fights, and lots more. We're very excited for this 1.2.5 update coming this week. We recently added realistic enemy armor physics, and now in 1.2.5 you'll finally be able to dismember enemies. It's a big update and there's lots to cover, so I'll try to get through it as fast as I can. The dismemberment feature works on all enemies, including zombies. Yes, you can pick up limbs and slap enemies around with them. For now, you can dismember hands, forearms, and decapitate heads. But we may add more cut zones in the future if it's something people want, like maybe the shoulders or the legs. The update comes with a new faction, the Pirates, and this faction itself comes with a new arena, a boss fight, the gun sword, which is an unlockable boss weapon, a pirate cutlass, a player unlockable pirate armor set, new enemies with new attack patterns, a kraken and working ship cannons, and a cameo from AJ from PSVR Underground. I'm not going to say what the cameo is. I think it'll be more fun if people just find it themselves. We couldn't have done this without all of you being vocal about dismemberment, and we're very welcoming to feedback and criticism, so we appreciate that you could help us out in this way. And of course, Brian, thanks for letting us premiere this trailer on your show.
Originally planned for release today, Sin Studio needed just a bit more time to make this update really special. So stay tuned. The Dismemberment and Pirate update will be out later this week. Now, after all that blood and decapitation, I think we need to switch gears a bit and do something a little bit more family friendly. Dare I say, a bit more wholesome?
Some adorable pets are waiting for you to play. Come and see what they are up to in PSVR. Check out our latest gameplay update. Join your pet in everyday activities, such as mini-games, and when the fun is over, learn about your pupil's needs and behaviors. Respond to them and see what you can do to make them happy. In the pursuit of the animal's health and happiness, you as the caretaker need to perform such activities as feeding, washing, brushing, and playing. No worries, it's not all in vain. Apart from observing the pet's reactions, you receive points for being a responsible pet parent. Ready for some challenges? Time for some training. Learn special gestures and instruct your pet to perform different tricks. If you're consistent, it gets easier in time, but be aware the pet can forget some lessons. The goal is to cater to your pet's needs and training by performing various tasks correctly and using the right tools for the job. Reward yourself and your pupil. Make it fancy. Exchange points to create your own collection of fun accessories for you and your pet to enjoy. Discover everything PSVR can offer, and most importantly, have fun. Stay tuned for further updates and new features such as new pets, outfits, and minigames.
That was a quick look at PSVR coming later this year. Now, for all you inventors and physics geeks out there, let's dive into the upcoming PSVR puzzle game, Gadgeteer.
Hello, my name is Quinn. I was the level designer for Gadgeteer, which I'm really excited to say is coming out for PlayStation VR. So Gadgeteer is a VR puzzle game where you build physics-based contraptions, otherwise known as Rube Goldberg machines. It's a relatively slow-paced, kind of relaxing and chill experience, which we found that our players have really appreciated with the recent, stressful state of the world. There are 3 primary modes in Gadgeteer. The first one we're seeing right now is the puzzle mode. With its easy-to-learn mechanics and its steady difficulty curve, Gadgeteer was designed for everyone, and has been enjoyed by kids and adults alike. There are over 60 levels in puzzle mode, and their open-ended design means that you can solve them in tons of different ways. The goal of the puzzle mode is not only to give the players a fun time, but also to get them comfortable with the mechanics so they can really get creative in maker mode. It's here where you have total freedom to explore all the different gadgets that the game has to offer. The game's various tools mean that you can build just about anything you can imagine. And if you want to show off something cool that you built, or if you simply want to experience what other people have made, you can go to the online mode, where there's infinite content for you to explore. People have already made some incredible creations, ranging from ridiculously complex kinetic contraptions to beautiful sculptures. You'll be able to explore all of this on PSVR using both the Move and DualShock controllers. We can't give you a release date yet, but Gadgeteer will be available on PSVR for $14.99. Thank you so much for listening, and I really hope that you enjoy the game.
Alright, it's time to step up our game just a bit and take a look at, shall we say, a slightly bigger budget PSVR game scheduled for Q4 called Hubris.
Okay, I'll lead the way. I lost contact with the troopers when they entered the cave over there on the left. Remember, recruit, you're part of the O now, under the wings of the mightiest fleet the galaxy has ever seen. But here, within the twin planet system, you're on your own.
Hey guys, today we're talking to lead developer Koen Benenstein from Cyborn Games about their upcoming game, Hubris.
Let's hope those terraformers don't wake up before I finish the job, so I can pick you all up. Assuming you find Agent Sienna, and she's still alive.
Man, I can't get over this trailer. I'm just diving straight into it. I can't get over this trailer. Every time I watch it, it just has like these amazing like AAA production values. Like, how big is the team over there? What's going on?
So currently the team is around like 30 core members, but obviously, well, we work with a lot of freelancers when needed. The thing is with the company, sure, this is our first game, but before that we were actually making 3D animated full feature movies. So our animation in 3D production side is like super strong, right? We got a lot of amazingly talented artists that just like bringing all their knowledge from the movie industry into the game. And then we, over the years, like the past few years, we were like enforcing our team with more game side people, because obviously real-time production is getting like more and more important.
Do you know about how long of a game Hubris is going to be?
We definitely plan to make it 5 hours of full experience, and at the end of the game it will have closure. So it won't be like just like, yeah guys, so we stop it here. So it will be a full standalone game, and it will be between 4 and 5 hours roughly.
Excellent. Yeah, there's a huge there's a huge stigma about episode 1 type games in the VR community, because we've gotten a lot of episode 1s without an episode 2. We want to see all parts of Hubris.
Yeah, and then well, we read those comments and we understand that it was like a bit of confusing to put it out like there, but it's just because we are bringing that bigger world, right? So there will just be more episodes eventually. Well, eventually, like we planned already the releases, because we actually got, while this team is already producing part 1, we got more people actually creating content already for part 2. My boss and the creative director behind the game has been working for the past 20 years on the Hubris IP itself. So even if we would want to make 20 games, we wouldn't run out of content, just because it's a huge world, right?
So in the trailer, I see climbing, I see swimming, I see running, jumping, shooting. It sort of has this feel of a blockbuster movie or like an Uncharted game or something. Can you classify this as a first-person shooter, or would that not do it justice?
No, it's definitely not a first-person shooter. We are definitely going for the action-adventure game. So while the action is important, the adventure is just as much, which I'm saying like the adventure is like the climbing and the jumping challenges, but also like you probably have to solve quite some mysteries or some like bigger environment things that you have to find out. Okay, so here's part A and here's part B. Now I have to solve part C. We want to put the player in the experience. We want to have him there. So everything that he finds should feel more or less natural and should be like, okay, so I find this part over here. Now I have to see in my environment, so how can this part actually fit somewhere? And it won't just be, okay, now I have 3 keys, now I have to open 3 doors, right? And it's something that I so far like not really seen in a lot of previous VR games. So I think that's like also a big bit of our unique part.
This all sounds so ambitious. I mean, this is your first VR game, correct?
Yeah.
It's maybe too ambitious. Like, you should just announce right now, like right here in front of everybody, that this is going to be a PSVR 2 title. I know you want to.
It's definitely ambitious. But then again, we did have experience with super big projects, but then in the movie industry. Mm-hmm. Also, the title of the game is Hubris, so it should be ambitious. And I think it's more something that also it's like the vibe. It's the story of the company. Like we don't take pleasure with just staying on status quo, right? Mm-hmm. If it's the same as a previous version, it just doesn't work for us. So we kind of always try to push the limits, and then it's always ambitious, right? In all the past projects, we always made whatever goal that we put. Obviously, I can't see in the future, so I don't know how that will be delivered. That's the first thing. Then about the PSVR 2, obviously we don't know enough yet about all those things that we can announce stuff about that correctly. So for now, what we are actually aiming is actually also to have a PS4 game with the regular VR. So that's definitely what we are aiming for. The content that you saw was all shot on a PC VR. But then again, it was only with a 1080 card. So it's actually, if we eventually make the port for the PSVR 2 with the PlayStation 5, it will look similar, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have to, but obviously on the 4, it will not look that similar. We have to eventually cut because the hardware is only that powerful.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're excited. We're definitely excited over here for PSVR 2 and PlayStation 5 VR next gen, because it's time for us to get caught up to the high end PC stuff. So we're excited for that. But in the meantime, we're excited to have games like Hubris coming.
And anyway, if anyone like you or any of the users have any more questions, feel free to join our Discord and then just ask freely what you want, and then we'll talk about it there.
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
Attention Presidial citizens. The following is a special announcement by the Counter-Corporate Protectorate. Autonomous peacekeeper units are currently in pursuit of a dangerous fugitive wanted for crimes against the colonial corporate state. Please do not engage this individual, and do not interfere with pursuit units. Any attempt to aid will be deemed as an act of complicity, punishable by fire and incarceration. Thank you for your cooperation.
And at long last, our final reveal of the day comes to us from the brilliant minds over at Truant Pixel. They've been teasing this for weeks, and now it's finally time to lift the curtain on their next project, a PSVR 2 game called Runner. Okay, that footage we just saw looked great, but keep in mind that it's still early in development and hasn't been optimized for PS5 yet. In Runner, players take on the role of Mina, a rogue mod courier in the center of a massive citywide pursuit. Using only their wits, their cybernetics, and a unique array of special abilities, the player will become the runner in this fast-paced, kinetic VR experience. Runner features visceral, first-person driving gameplay that embraces the unique visual style of late 1980s prestige anime. Players take control of their motorcycle, weaving in and out of traffic at breakneck speeds while fending off waves of enemy attackers. The action is punctuated by an original and dynamic music system set to an incredible throwback soundtrack, composed by Fat Bard. Runner sees the player racing through the Presidium mining colony, pursued by an army of relentless drones, autonomous motorcycles, UAVs, covert assassin vehicles, and larger-than-life bosses lie in wait to put an end to Mina's escape. As an augment, Mina is capable of a reflexive utilization of synthetic hardware, or Rush for short. Rush mode allows players to take advantage of Mina's cybernetic focus, slowing time to a crawl to allow for enhanced sidearm accuracy at high speeds. Rush energy is awarded for taking risks and performing dangerous maneuvers. Players can customize the look of their bike with unique paint and lighting combinations before jumping into the fray. Multiple vehicles are unlockable, each with its own set of unique traits and handling. Runner features 360-degree free-form gunplay utilizing twin checkpoint automatic pistols integrated into the control yoke of her bike. Power-ups collected along Mina's route further enhance the weapons at the player's disposal with powerful options such as a scattershot, lasers, and more. The arsenal also includes heavy ordnance such as grenades, lock-on missiles, and an integrated vehicle cannon. Runner features 7 exciting levels, each with a distinct visual design, enemy encounters, and boss battles. Each stage is built on the fly with a procedural level generation system. This extends to enemy waves, thus ensuring that with each replay, every twist, turn, and challenge is completely unique. In addition to the main story arcade mode, Runner includes an endless wave attack survival mode, which rewards players for their survival time, as well as the number of enemy waves defeated. Wow, that was a lot of fun, but it's only just the beginning. So thanks for hanging out, but make sure you come back tomorrow for day 2 of April is PSVR AF here at Without Parole for some more exclusive looks at upcoming PlayStation VR games. We'll see you there.